cannot touch the tail. This is amazing, but that can tell
I got some Piedmontese ground beef right here. Yeah, some ground beef. Just finished a workout. There's no carbohydrate. There's no rice, vegetables, no dextrose, nothing like that. And the reason why is because at this stage of the game, it is depletion. So for you guys, if you're trying to get that last bit, you're trying to get to the stage, that stage look. This is what you're gonna have to do, and I can take you through that, guys. No problem whatsoever over in the Titan crew. Jeff, will you throw that link for the Titans?
Oh my God, that was awesome! That's a crossing kick. Josh, again.
Something I love about my house is I'm going to put up Mona's. Something I love about my house is that the guy that's running this live right now, Lloyd couldn't be here today. So we had his I guess AD, his assistant, came in to do it. Prodigy's his future, and he's handling this, but he also got a workout in. So not only is he doing this live, he did the workout, and we had a discussion during that workout about little things that we were doing and how that's beneficial now or to the beginner. And I think most of the stuff that we talk about, I'll pull this on here. Ooh, we're up close and personal. He's having
chicken. Chicken and rice. Basic.
Basic stuff.
But real good.
Far.
Yeah.
And we're gonna pull Johnny in here in a second. But one of the things that we talk about, maybe that's just because it's me in the sense that I always say that beginner. You know, it's
foundation.
Yeah, just because it works so well, and just doing it consistently kind of gets you the physique that you want. But then also, I've talked about this, is that most people go away from the foundation work, and that's when I start seeing them. They'll peak for the moment, and then the body catches up to them and just kind of declines it down.
The hard thing about it is that it takes time, right? And
so much time.
Hey, do you guys got a team?
So much time. Keep
yeah,
on.
if you're just doing foundation, that gets boring. And then you start wanting to see results quicker. And then you start hearing somebody spew some information about how to get results quicker doing this cool new cable exercise with your leg over your head, doing the splits upside down. And you're like, oh, that's the answer. And then you get away from the foundation. You get away from the things that got you to the point that you were at.
I think that is 100% correct. The foundation work. Hi, Stud.
What's going on, man?
You are going on.
Oh, am I on?
You're on, kid.
Okay.
We're on.
I'm alive.
Just getting this last meal in real quick.
No, go ahead, man. Trust me.
What do you got going on?
What, right now?
Is that a Chick-fil-A iced tea? What is it? The lemonade.
This is a Smoothie King, all protein chocolate. I told you, man, I don't do that stuff.
I know, and I'm going to teach you about it forever because that's me and your girl's favorite place. Me, your girl, Mona's, and Titans.
I know all you guys can eat it. If I eat it, I will literally get sick. It's because they do it in peanut oil. I could probably get down, like if I really wanted to, maybe some Burger King. Definitely. Like maybe some Shake Shack, maybe a Smash Burger. I could definitely one of those.
Smash Burger. We have a couple of those.
Yeah, they're good, dude.
I
They're
agree.
good. Even their milkshakes, they use Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Like that's one of the best ice creams. No high fructose corn syrup. You gotta look at that. You know?
I have a problem
Drink
though
it.
with a $30 hamburger.
Is it $30?
How much is it?
No.
Smash cap.
Is Smashburger a chain, or do you mean just like a
Smashburger is a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a chain of them.
Yeah. My face is red. This must mean I have high blood pressure.
Don't mean it. Mine's red too. I'm still swollen.
What's Five Guys? What's a burger at Five Guys? Because I think
wouldn't eat
that's
Five Guys.
you don't do Five Guys just in college.
I think of garbage hamburgers.
Just clip that. Just clip that part. $11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. $11 for a garbage hamburger. At least I want to get one. I'm gonna get a good one. I'll pay $20 for a good hamburger because it's a good hamburger. Like it's quality meat. You can tell. Tell what you're eating. You're like it's not slopped.
Yeah,
I like
but
sloppy
still,
burgers, man.
we have Piedmontese send us their ground beef burgers, and all she does is put some cheese on them, and they're better than any kind of fancy sit-down restaurant burgers. So
I'm
it's
down
tough
with
for
that.
me. It's tough for me to kind of go outside of that realm.
I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. You know what I hate? I hate going to like the baseball games and stuff like that. Like these high school games, and they get the frozen patties and they throw them on the grill. Those things are just the worst. The worst. So I don't even get to eat a burger out there, but yeah, I agree. If you get a good burger and you can make it at home, I wouldn't go out and eat it. Hey, make it at
I don't
home.
have a
Just like my steaks.
what do they call it? I don't have a great palate.
Me neither. I don't have a very experienced
Yes,
palate.
you do. You have a great palate because you
I'll eat a
eat.
steak and chicken.
No, yeah, but yours is always the perfect of the perfect. I'm over here eating chicken and steak, no seasonings, and rice cakes. And so if I have like a chocolate rice cake, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the greatest thing in the world. Holy shit, that's a Ritz cracker.
You just compared a chocolate rice cake with a Ritz cracker being.
Because it's the metaphor. If you know Eddie Murphy, and the metaphor that he uses about the saltine crackers. You have a saltine cracker so long, then you have a Ritz, and you're like, that's the greatest thing in the world. It's like, I found you butt naked on a zebra. Now you want half?
Well, he used to talk about his mom taking him to McDonald's, right? Like, yeah, we got McDonald's at home. two white bread and a burger.
Then we had those. You throw the onions in it and all that, the mash up and the green peppers and all that. Cut the edge of the bread off. There's your hamburger. Shut up and eat.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Thinking about those old comedic acts like that. That's hilarious. Eddie Murphy, man, definitely one. Richard Pryor, another one.
So something that we've talked about is how I made it through high school, buying my food, college, and moving down to California out of the gates, being very frugal. Coming from 10, I'm very frugal with the finance, make sure the bills are paid, make sure that I'm putting money away.
Right.
And I found that cans, big 64-inch, I think it's 64-ounce cans of tuna, the big boxes of pasta, the cartons of eggs, and then we can get the frozen chicken breast. Yep. They still have those. They still have all the
bags,
Costco, right?
The bags. Yeah, I used to get those like 30 in a bag.
Right. And then I did do the frozen patties. And it, for finance purposes, that's real inexpensive.
Yeah.
And I know people talk about, hey, I'm trying to bulk up, but I can't afford food. Well, I just gave you a list of 5 or 6 things, and you can always do the bread too at Costco. They give you the 2. Do they still do 2 loaves together?
Yeah.
So
I mean, all you really need I mean, you can get the chicken breasts, you can get white rice, and you can get that pretty cheap. And if you want to buy it in bulk, and then get yourself a little cooker. If you invested in that, then you can make big pots of it. So, I mean,
I'd only go pasta because it's a higher density of calories and stuff. If you're going to be
True.
bulking up and you're a young
True.
kid, you know, you're in college, you're in high school, and you're like, I want to get bigger. It's football season's coming.
yeah,
Let's put that weight on, right?
yeah, yeah.
So I like the pasta. I mean, I don't think I'm the only guy that doesn't like pasta in the realm of the pros of the pros. I think Jay Cutler was another one. I think Lee Haney was another one. That like,
So all of that.
yeah.
So 64-ounce tuna.
Just a sec. I got to pull this in on this one.
So the 64-ounce can of tuna, 2 bag of frozen chicken, box of pasta, and a dozen eggs. Grand total $37. It's not bad at all.
Holy shit!
That's not bad.
$37.
Times 4, or what was that?
Whatever you need.
Easily get you through. Even if that's twice, we go 2 times a week on that. That's 70.
Yeah, yeah,
You're talking less than 500 a month.
Big on a budget.
yeah.
Jeez,
That's very inexpensive.
That's our show right there.
Yep, I agree. I mean, that's pretty inexpensive. You might be able to add in some extra things, maybe some eggs, some other things.
It would be $110, but then you have
Plethora of it.
the bulk tuna, the bulk.
Right.
Right. And I would do that. I would do the bulk. That way, 2 things. One is that you spent your money on food, you're not going to waste it.
Right.
Should be the method. I mean, right? You're not going to go, well, I just bought all this. I'm going to order out now.
Yep. Yeah, you just shot yourself in the foot.
You're on a budget. Let's not start playing that game.
Right.
So hopefully that helps some of you guys out there on a budget. And then I know I'm pulling you in on this last minute here, but me and Jeff are, I was saying the main team couldn't be here today, so Jeff stepped in to film. But my camera guy works out with us,
Mm-hmm.
and we have discussions. And these discussions are usually about, what are we going to talk about today? How can we help the Titans out there? You know, it's like, what can we give them information? And I realized that the whole team talks about basic stuff over and over again.
Yep.
And I think it's the tough foundation work. And you can talk about this with Peter right now because he's in the tough foundation work with the sport he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's you as a businessman. It's probably a lot of the same typical grind stuff that you have to work on. But talk about just the basic fundamentals of business, your son doing sports, and you growing up in the weightlifting world.
Sure. So, for me, I guess like I went to military school right through high school, so training was always there. Physical training every single day. I mean, so we got it. One thing I think would have been a little better in high school for me would have been nutrition, because we're eating what they're serving us there. We'd have some stuff in our lockers, like back in the dorms and the barracks. So when your parents came up or somebody sends you a care package and stuff like that, you could put it up in there. And all the barracks had like a microwave. So at that point, like I was eating just a lot of ramen, anything I throw in the microwave that could be stored dried, right? So it's a limited options of what we could have and what we could do. So, I ate as much as I possibly could there. And out after that, it was one guy, because training was always there. The nutrition kind of wasn't at that point, right when I got out and when I was in college. And I think it's right when I got out of college, or probably my sophomore year, where I lived with a guy, and the dude was just so routine. He was just so consistent, right? And he was big, jacked. I mean, and he's like, and I would train with him, and he'd be like, John, I'd be like, man, we just trained hard as hell. You just put your ass on the line. He's like, and now what are you eating right now? He's like, you got to get this nutrition in. So that's what really made me focus. And I was like, all right, nutrition's got to be everything, right? Like, this is what I have to do. This is the missing piece. So that was a consistent part. And once you start seeing the nutrition come together, like, that's when I really started to see a lot of growth, the better physique coming through, I guess. I've always had a good physique, but just better, a lot better. Same thing with Peter right now. Peter's 16 years old. You know, he's got a lot of, you know, natural given gifts, you know, as far as genetics, you know, his height, you know, his body, what he can do, you know, and he's training, but the eating portion I think could be better for him. And that's what I'm really just trying to break through on him. And it's hard, you know, when you're trying to talk to your son or your daughter about something, you're their dad, right? Like, oh my God, you know, I don't want to hear this. I don't need a lecture, or, you know, I'm doing it. I know. And I know. I was like, if you knew, I wouldn't be talking to you about it, because at that point you'd already know and you'd already be doing it. I don't have to look over you doing it. So, you know, it's just something you got to keep hammering them. And the best thing I could say is example wise. Now, growing up, what I wanted for Peter did not happen. What I wanted for Peter was, I was like, I don't want him to drink any pop. I don't want him to eat any fast food. I want him to kind of grow up like, you know, out of this. Now, later on in life, he's going to make his own decisions. So at least I can like try to wire him for this. But, you know, the grandparents, you know, we have, you know, spend the night at the grandparents' house. They would take McDonald's. And, you know, Sharice, she's not as clean as an eater that I was, and all these things. So it kind of got disrupted. But I think he's getting back on track. I mean, as far as that goes, I know he wants to be the pro in the MLB. So I told him, I was like, it's gonna be a lot of hard work, man. I was like, everything that you're doing, there's somebody that's doing it double time, guarantee it. They might not have the gifts, but they're working hard as hell. They're busting ass. When you're messing around or you're on a video game, they're outside, they're taking reps. So I mean, that's what you really just gotta push that in your kid's head. And at that point, like, you don't want to be too brutal on your kid either, because you don't want them to resent you. So at that point, there's a thin line, right? You're their father, their friend, and their coach and manager, if that's the roles you're going to take. And at that point, you gotta lead by example. I think if you lead by example, you know, this happens in, I think, modern society, that most kids that grow up get the example from their parents, and they usually resemble that example, whether it's a good example or a bad example. It's the environment they grow up in, and they're kind of wired like that. Some kids, they see something, and at that point, they know that they're never going to do this ever in their life. I grew up like that. I see my dad do some things, and I'm like, I will never be like this. He had a lot of good traits. The bad ones, I just don't want to do. So, you know, I think if the kids are conscious, but, you know, you got to be there for your kid. You got to talk to them. And you set that foundation right there. If you set the foundation early for the kid, it's normal to them. If it's later on, and then you're trying to rewire them later on after they would have been wired, at that point, it's tough. You might get some big pushback and stuff. So, you know, I think in business, the exact same way. It's all about consistency, right? And doing the right things over and over and over, and you'll get a positive result. For me, you know, there's a lot of hard work that goes into this. I mean, anything you do, you're going to have to put in a million times of effort to want to get success. I mean, I don't know what to say. Some people get it easy. A lot of people don't. And at that point, you know, that's what I've done. I've just been very consistent in what I do. I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm going to go get, you know, whatever anybody says I can't do and prove them wrong. So that's kind of how I was wired, right? Like, if you tell me I'm not going to do it, I'm definitely going to achieve it. And now I'm going to go at least 10 times harder at trying to achieve it just to prove a point. That's it, man. I mean, everybody, you got to have that drive, I guess, you know, find that drive, flip that switch.
There's a couple things you said that made me think of it also. Rick Rubin, Jeff, can you give me a rundown of what don't worry about the video itself. Tell me what he did.
He's a music producer.
Yeah, he basically popularized hip hop. Released records, LL Cool J, the Beastie Boys, Run DMC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Jay-Z, everybody.
Ed Sheeran.
He's with Kesha.
Kesha, yeah. Metallica, Slayer, Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Yeah.
Aerosmith, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Okay. So the reason I wanted to bring in Rick Rubin on this discussion for 2 seconds was I saw something he said, and I've said this, and I love the fact that somebody that even worked with such higher class and consistent said the same thing I said, is that I've seen the next great Arnold come to Gold's Gym every year since I've been there since '89.
Mm-hmm.
And within a year, this genetic, good-looking individual that could be the next Arnold is done within a year. And it's because it was so genetically gifted, but no discipline on the work ethic. And I've seen guys come there, and it might have took them 10, 15 years, but they had work ethic, and they made it. And what was great that I saw that Rick Rubin said the other day, he said, having the genetics and the gift to be able to do this, great. If you don't have the discipline and work ethic, you won't make it. And he went as far to say the discipline and work ethic even trumps the guy with talent.
Definitely.
And I think that was amazing because this appearance I was away this weekend doing an appearance up in Washington State. And I had a lot of these, it was tons. First of all, thank you so much for everybody coming out, but it was high school player after high school player. And I had the two aspects. I had the kid come in, and you just know this kid's like the rock star quarterback, good looking, good build, doesn't work out, eats burgers, smooth, and he's like, yeah, I haven't really started lifting. Yeah, I really haven't started doing this. And I'm looking at him going, just so you know, right now is thank mom and dad. They gave you a lot of genetic gifts. But I've met a lot of kids this weekend that have some serious work ethic. And it keeps reminding me of Heath Evans, that guy that's is a white boy, shouldn't play running back, and makes it 10 years in the NFL, which is 4 times longer than the average player. Work ethic, the lunchbox mentality of showing up, doing the work every day. If you got that discipline, you make it. You have that, and you're trying to put that into Peter.
Absolutely.
On all aspects.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you want to apply it to everything. I mean, to life in general. I mean, if you have that work ethic, you'll just keep working and you'll get somewhere. I mean, if you don't, you're not. I don't know. It is what it is. If you don't work for what you want, it's never just going to come to you. Like I said, there's a small percentage of people where they get lucky enough where it just kind of falls in their lap. And God bless. If that happens to you, then God bless. Or you got rich somebody that left you a whole bunch of money, God bless you there, right? But if it's a sport, especially, like, you're going to be very competitive, and there's going to be some highly competitive people coming after your spot or that have your spot, and you're going to have to go after it. And that's it. And then it's the best that wins at that point. So, you get in what you put out, or, you put in a minimal effort, you're going to get nothing out of it. You put in a huge effort, you're going to get a lot more out of it. So, I mean, I don't know. I've seen a lot of pros, and at that point, just like Tom Brady, think about him, right? Drew Bledsoe, starting quarterback, New England Patriots, wasn't going to go in. Gets hurt, who goes in? Tom Brady has the job for the rest of the time. So at that point, you never know when you're going to lose your spot. So at that point, you better work hard so you don't lose it.
I just got the notification. It is Arnold Schwarzenegger's birthday today.
Yep.
The main man. And we also had my version of Bradley Martin just walked in. So trust me, watch this. Watch this. Come here, sir. Put a hat on. Come here. Bradley Martinez. I got the Spanish Bradley Martin. Watch this.
Oh yeah. Oh, you got the beer and everything. Oh yeah. I like it.
Hey.
Every day's arm day.
Every day's arm day. You think you can beat me in a fight?
Of course.
Oh, okay. I'm 260 pounds though.
260 pounds.
Oh.
I love it. All right, we got a question here.
All right. Mike, I'm 33 and just competed my first powerlifting meet. Took first in my age and weight. What do you suggest for managing tendonitis in your biceps? I would definitely go with BBC and TB500 as far as that goes. I definitely using those healing peptides. I think there's a big benefit there for you, proactively using them, not waiting until you get some pains, some hurt. At that point, powerlifting, I think, you're putting a lot of pressure and a lot of strain on the body and the nervous system, and you definitely got to do the best recovery you possibly can. I think adding that into your regimen would be the best bet.
I have a side question. What do you mean that you took first in your age? because powerlifting is yes, weight classes, but you're 33. Wouldn't that just be the open class? And are you doing anything extra? Because you're 33. It's really young to have tendonitis. Yeah, but I'd go. So I'm just asking a secondary question. This is just for me to understand. And how long have you been lifting? Congratulations, though. Also, yeah, congratulations doing your first meet, kicking ass and doing it. Are you going to do some more?
Yeah, because on there it says a Kansas runner, and he's like running in his picture. That's different. Running into powerlifting for sure.
Getting that cardiovascular going and the heavy lifting. I like it. I'm okay with that.
Yikes.
So
that's not a nice comment. Vox, come on. That's not a nice comment.
I'll leave it.
Oh, Arnold's birthday's today. He should have died instead of Hulk Hogan. That's messed up. You should ban that guy.
Jeff will block him.
Block him. He deserves it.
Hey, question for you.
Right.
Would glutathione also help with inflammation that might help with the tendonitis?
Absolutely.
Did you say that already?
No, I didn't say glutathione. No, but you're right. Glutathione would definitely be another one I'd mix in there. Help with anti-inflammation. So at that point, with tendonitis, it's going to like fire up, and glutathione will definitely help. Plus, it's going to help with a number of other different things too as well. And we're talking about liver functions. You're building and strengthening the immune system too, because you're putting a lot of strain on the body and breaking down the immune system a little bit. So I definitely think the glutathione, I would put that regimen across the board. Anybody can benefit from glutathione, whether you're trying to be proactive or not. It's going to help in general in a number of different ways. That's going to improve your quality of life. And it's going to improve the way that your body's working internally too as well. So, there's only good benefits with glutathione, no negative side effects like that.
So this guy says you can't talk longevity until you miss steroid use. I'm curious. I'm almost 60. I guess I can talk longevity. And, steroids, if that's what's going to do it, hey, Titan Medical can make sure that if you do need steroids, testosterone, or a bump in that, head on over to Titan Medical, use the code Titan here, sent you, and there. You got this kind of guy's longevity. There we go.
So this is what I just want to throw out there for anybody that wants to say this, because anybody can say this about Mike, right? And it's not true, but if you think it is, go against anybody that's his age, right? And has been juicing. They've said they've enhanced. There's a ton that are younger than Mike that aren't even around anymore, right? And it is what it is, but there's a lot of people at Mike's age that did abuse a lot of steroids, and they're nowhere near what Mike looks like, right?
I see what you're saying, Johnny.
Health-wise and
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just so much smarter than everybody else that I could do this and blast it like this for 45 years. And I just figured out the trick, and I'm holding it to myself that nobody else gets to do.
Somebody told me Mike must have made a deal with the devil. There's no way that this guy could be like this. Oh man, it's crazy.
That's always a fun one for me, because it's easy to just go like the Greg Doucette or Nurse Mike will say things, and they'll say, "Oh, he's been blasting since he was in junior high school," and it's like, great. The Hobbit and Nurse Mike says that you can do this for a lifetime at that level, and there's no side effects. Congratulations.
If you're going to look like that, I would start in junior high. If I was going to look like that, I'd start in junior high.
That was 40 years ago. 40 years ago. And I'm already at 270, so I'd had to have been blasting 5 years before that. So
jeez.
I just liked that my mom and dad would go down to the old liquor store and pick up some Trend for me down at the corner, down at the 7-Eleven where we'd hang out back in the 70s. The Piggly Wiggly wigwam. Go pick your shoes.
I'm trying to think, Mike, like even in that time period, like the big anabolics at that time were like Tess, Nandrolone, Debo might have been around, or they might have been using something like that. But there wasn't no Trend back then. Trend was like, I don't know, early 2000s type.
No.
90s, late.
I developed it in 1974. I was working with the Russians at the time. I moved away from Germany at that time and then went over to Russia and was working with that. And then we started implementing that in. Yeah,
Oh my God.
have fun with that, guys.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Those guys are always fun. And it's
Love Titan
it's always
Superman.
easy. I love these guys too that talk that smack and this is their profile shot.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, great, dude. That's what it. That's why I got here. And again, go on over to Titan Medical if that's the trick. They're taking care of you, and they've
Yep.
obviously set me up in a way. And let's jump over that really quick. The optimizing my health this last couple of years over at Titan Medical. Wow. I got to just, hats off to you guys again. Thank you. I get my box. I get all my stuff in it. All my stuff, guys. It's like Christmas. It's Christmas every month. And we got this list, this protocol. And I'm like, Mo, get over there. Make sure that email goes out. I got to make sure. I don't want the delay. I don't want nothing. I need my box, my goodies. And I open that up. And it's funny. It's like Christmas every month. Because I'm sitting there going, okay, so now this is going to be helping for my skin. Okay, great. Got to stay youthful with the skin.
Yep.
That Nurse Mike couldn't even do into his 30s. It's great that you know so much. If you can't apply it, you're an idiot.
Right.
And then the peptides like BPC and TB, it's like, okay, there's my connective tissue that if I tendonitis or any kind of ache and pain, this is going to help that. There's glutathione to make sure that engine is firing well. Everything is good. Because guys, I'm not even close to being done.
No.
So I get the realization of the time I've been on this planet. But the cool thing is that there's enough tests out there that shows what do they call the two different things? Your actual age and your
biological age.
Biological age.
Chronological age and biological age.
So 42 there. So that feels great to have that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
I'm starting my 40s when it comes to that. But the time on the planet and doing the work and being in the trenches, old as George Washington. So it's fun to be able to do that. And it's fun to be able to get the package and go, there's certain peptides and certain things and vitamins and amino acids that help me stay in it. And if you guys are out there and you're going, is it really that simple?
Yeah, it is.
It's really that simple.
It is.
It's that simple. And it's okay that you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they will. They'll come to find out for sure. Listen, I literally hooked up with this new. All right. I know nothing about this, but at what point should one get on TRT? I'm 56. My T is around 350, but I have no symptoms of low T. I have energy and feel good, but I assume this number is on the lower end. So 350, depending on what your lab you go to, is on the lower end. Now you're saying you don't have any symptoms and stuff like that. So I go back to the example I always tell everybody. I'm like, listen, you bought a 2000 Cadillac, brand new, kept it in the garage, has 1,000 miles on it, only drove it on Sunday. You take care of it, drives like a cream puff. Great. You think that car is the best. So you go into a 2026 new Cadillac, all the bells and whistles. You sit in that car, you're like, oh my God, like this is what I'm missing. If it's on the lower end, you can definitely feel better for sure, 1,000,000%. I mean, it is what it is. You'll get way better response in the body, and I guarantee you will feel better if that number is at an optimal level. If you can tell me that you feel like you're in your 20s right now at 56, I'm like, but probably at that number, you're probably not. But if you turn back the clock on the inside and raise that number up, you're probably going to feel a lot more. So that's what I can say. There's a lot of people that they don't think anything's wrong. And then they do a blood test and they see it's on the lower end. And they're like, wow, I really don't feel that bad. But they're like, I want the number to be up. And then when they go on treatment, the number comes up, it correlates with how they feel at that point. And they're like, man, I didn't know what I was missing until now. So, that's what I would say. I mean, quality of life is everything, and every day counts that you're here, and you want to feel your best on every day you can't possibly can.
I had people come in like this gentleman here this weekend. And again, I've been in this industry a long time, and I get a lot of people that come up to me and they believe my moral belief. Right. You see where it's going? You already can see where it's going. My moral belief is people that don't do testosterone are people that don't do are superior humans, greatest humans, morally correct. In no world do I think that. I competed in a way that I wanted to do it for myself, and that's why I got drug tested, and that's why I competed. But again, I competed against both of them because I wanted to see if I could beat the guys that were blasting at that age. And again, I was a teenager in my 20s. Most likely, nobody needs that at that time, mostly if you're taking care of yourself. And so the point was, that's what I did. So when I get these guys coming in going, hey, I'm natty, I want to be natty forever, I go, you're talking to the wrong guy. Because if you tell me that you're natty, great. But if you tell me your blood work's at 200, again, I hate the fact that men act this way. I lost my father because he had low T. And then all this cancer came up because of it. I could have had him for another 10, 15 years. So if you think I'm the guy that goes, you're superior, if you're, I don't give a shit about that. I care that you're healthy. And if you're walking around and you got this 500 T, great. And you're 55, you're 45, whatever, but your free testosterone's at 9. Again, I don't think that's smart. I think there's enough evidence from real doctors, not Nurse Mike, but real doctors talking about prolonging your life with more muscle, keeping those cancer things that low T does to a man.
Yep.
So understand this is much more than looking good and being strong. I don't give a F truly about that relative to you guys being healthy. And I'm also at that age too, that now more than ever, that annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I get it. If you're healthy, great. That's all I care. Because I'm seeing you, a father with 3 kids that are 5, 7, and 8. They're young in your 50s.
Right.
You got to be here for the next 20, 30 years.
Yep.
And now, if you're going, hey, I'm not going to do this because of an ego thing, nobody gives a sheesh if you're on or off.
Right.
That's what I don't think anybody understands that. If you compete, that's one thing. This is life. What's your take, Johnny?
I agree. I said, at this point, like, you want to be the best you possibly can. And somebody that says, oh, I'm natty, and you have a low T, like, that makes no sense. Okay, great. You're natty. Well, your body needs this. It'd be like one of those guys that go to a cardiologist and they need cholesterol medication. They're going to take cholesterol medication because the doctor said they need to take cholesterol medication because they have high cholesterol. And at that point, if you have low testosterone, well, your body needs testosterone. It's not like you're giving it something that it's never had before. It produces testosterone. So this is not some foreign substance that you're putting in your body that is just coming out of whack. Like if you abuse testosterone and take high dose of testosterone, it's a whole different thing than taking a medical dose of testosterone and being monitored. So at that point, like that's a smart play. Why feel bad if you don't have to? Like if you don't have these tools here, or you couldn't do this, then I totally understand. But the whole natty thing these days is like, I don't know, man. What is natural? What really is natural? To me, that means you don't take anything. You don't supplement with anything. Because if you say, well, I'm going to take, B12 supplement because I'm a vegan. Well, then you're supplementing something. So you're truly not natural. You are having to supplement something in your body. Testosterone will be the same way. If you have low testosterone, you need to supplement it. You have high estrogen, you probably want to cut that down too as well, because that could be a negative thing too. So, it's all about the body working in a harmonic balance, and it's getting the body there. And once you have the body there, it's keeping it there, working 100% of the time. So, anybody that says, well, I'm just going to be natural because I just steroids. I mean, I guess coming up through high school and everything like that, I was like, I was a natural guy, right? I wasn't going to juice. There were some guys that were juicing where I was at. And then when you get into college, there's a lot more pressure on you to do what you need to do out there. So, I was still against it at that point in time. And I was like, I'm not going to do this. Like, I'm natural. Like, I don't smoke. Like, this is me, right? But I don't know, man. You go on and you have low testosterone, and at that point, you really need it. Then, it's like night and day. I remember getting my first shot of testosterone. I was at 98 total testosterone, which is super low. And when it kicked in, it was like, like opening the blinds for the first time, like seeing the sunlight. I was like, oh, like this is how it should be. And before that, it wasn't like I was just laying in bed all day, curled up in a ball. No, I was getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I had a job that I had to go work 8 to 10 hours at every single day, come home, get ready, go to the gym, right? Train there for an hour or 2 hours at that point in time in my life, come home, eat, sleep, or bang my wife, then sleep, then, right, wake up the next day and go do it again. Plus I got, I've got a 2-year-old at the house. So, you do what you got to do. If you're wired like that, and that's what we were talking about earlier, when you're wired a certain way, nothing's going to stop you to do what you have to do. It's just how good you can do it and maybe a little bit better and faster and maybe a little bit more concentrated, right? And now you're doing it even better. You did it good, but now you're doing better. So that's kind of how it was. And I'm telling you, at that point, I was like, this is crazy. And that's when we got into all the things. I was like, everybody needs to know about this. Because back then in 2012, when we incorporated, a lot of people did not want to know about this or didn't know about this or had a stereotype about this. It was going to kill you. It's for bodybuilders. You're going to have roid rage, all these different negative effects, right? Even back then, your noodle's going to shrink. Like, no, that doesn't happen. Sorry, guys. So at that point, I don't know. Like, if you need it, then it's a great thing. If you're already at 900 or 1,000, like you're balling, don't touch it. Why? Like, don't even mess with it. Like, the younger guys that get on it, that's a mistake. Now, if you're a younger guy, let's say you're 17 years old, right, or 18, and you blood test and you have low testosterone, I would definitely try some other things before testosterone. But at that point, like, I see 20-year-olds that come to us and they have low testosterone. And what are we going to do? We're going to kick you out because you're 23 years old and you have low testosterone? No, we're going to try to help you fix it naturally. But if that doesn't work, then at that point, that might be the route you have to go. And I would hate to say that to a younger guy because in your 20s, you should be balling, dude. You should be, that's the time of your life. 20 years old is, I think, if you use it right, you can get a lot more ahead. But a lot of people use those years to
Wait, you just say a lot more head? Wait, ahead. I got you.
I still had back then all the way through my life, so it really don't matter then. I don't think there was a break for that.
Hey, so the one thing I think everybody needs to know is Titan Medical is about the father, the mother that's wanting to live life and be there for their family and kids. In no world, and I think that's one of the reasons why Johnny and I click so well, is because he understands. I did that, and it's funny. I did bodybuilding and powerlifting and competitions in my teens and in my 20s. By the time I was in my 30s, I was doing TV shows and fighting. I already won the university by then, but the 30s to almost 60 now has been about life. About true life. And that's what we're trying to talk to you people out here. And that's why when I go back, and I know I got a little bit emotional about it, but it's just like I saw this father talking in a way that he kind of sucked me into his beliefs, going, hey, I know you're like this. And then it's like, wait a minute, no, I'm about health. Health first and foremost. And make sure the blood work says that you're healthy.
Absolutely.
It's like, I don't care if you don't do it or do it, but I do care if you're healthy. And so, again, that's why you go over there. And it is that simple. Like I was saying, that I get my box every month, and I should probably add this up, mostly right now, because I'm probably doing more things from Titan Medical at this moment.
Yeah.
Because it's such a harsh cutting period of time where I'm doing things to help with body fat, retain muscle, energy, health, boost workouts, skin, hair, nails.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
there's a plethora of things that I am doing from Titan Medical. And again, so if you got issues, and it can be all types of issues, even if you got ED or something's going on, or you just want to perform better, Titan Medical's got everything over there to help you guys and you women be truly healthy. I don't know if you guys have seen what Mona looks like right now. She's closing in on the big 50.
Woo!
So she started dieting in now, getting ready for her birthday and wanting to be in the best shape. She will be in better shape than when she won the universe.
Wow.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Universe are hooked up. So relative to what she looked like winning the Miss Universe, she'll look better going into her 50s.
Yep.
And that's, again, my coaching, my nutrition on helping her and stuff, but also a tremendous amount coming from what Titan Medical is helping her with.
Yep.
So,
man, it's crazy.
Combined age of almost 110 over here at these two.
Wow. It's nuts.
It's Mex Bradley.
That
MEX.
is so nuts. Max Bradley.
Yes, you can ask the question. You can also just ask the question. You don't have to ask the question.
Yeah. I mean, just ask away at that point. Man, I know nothing about this, but what point should one get
that one you did do?
Yeah, we
did that. I'm just kind of running through it, and it's, again, I don't got the best eyesight, so I'm just looking on anything.
I'm seriously considering it. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going back to injection style instead of the rub-on stuff. Pretty smart move. If you guys want to talk about transportation methods of testosterone, this is a good one. So there's many, right? So you can do it a number of different ways. You can do a pellet, which I would definitely never, ever, ever recommend to anybody. Never do a pellet. Promise you guys. Be the worst mistake you do.
So many girls do that.
Because it's supposed to be easy. And then you have these influencers that are pushing the pellets. So I'm telling you, so pellets are real bad. The reason why, real simple, real easy. One, you cannot control the dose once it's in you. You're on that ride. So if you have high testosterone levels, like super high, and that's what usually happens, you're just going to have to wait that ride out. Two, any negative side effects going to be permanent. At that point, you're never going to be able to reverse these negative side effects. So these are some things that I would think about before I go on a pellet. Everything else you would do, injection, troche, rub-on, cream, or gel. You can control these, and you can change the dosage. Very simple, very easy. You don't have to wait for the 3 months to happen. So when you go on hormone replacement therapy, the point to it is to get you dialed in at a certain number, get you up, keep you even, keep you consistent like we always talk about. It's not about going on a ride. You're not going to go like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. If you go on a pellet, that's what's going to happen. You get those pellets, you go all the way up to the top, and now you just keep going down. You're going down the mountain, going down the mountain, going down the mountain. And in 3 months, boom, you don't want to do that. So everything else, troche is sublingual. You put it underneath your tongue. You do that every single day. Gel or cream, you rub it on a spot every single day. Injections. For guys, I would recommend injections every day of the week. I wouldn't do the subcutaneous injections that everybody's out there, the little trend and fad that's out there. Oil is not supposed to go subcutaneously like that. It could cause a reaction underneath the skin, itchy, red, and you're going to have to inject more times per week than you would with a regular testosterone needle going intramuscular. I would definitely go with the injectable intramuscular every single time. All right. It has gotten annoying. You want to read it?
Yeah, go for it.
It has gotten annoying. It has gotten annoying how being natty has become a moral virtue instead of personal life decision. I don't see how being on steroids makes someone a bad person. I don't either.
Agreed.
Especially when we talk about testosterone, right? Like testosterone is an anabolic steroid. Your body already produces anabolic steroid, testosterone. You're giving just what it needs. If you're talking about taking like Tren or like all these others, I would kind of stay away from those. but testosterone or an estrogen blocker, or some people need progesterone, or girls might need estrogen. These are something that you really want to be able to replace, because if you're negative on these things, negative things start to happen inside the body. So low testosterone, high estrogen, that's a negative effect for a guy, right? And low estrogen and low testosterone for a female causes osteoporosis. So at that point, there's a whole bunch of negative things. So, and that's not even how you're going to feel, how you're going to think, and how your body is operating functionally wise. So, having your body work like it's supposed to, it's going to work better. If it doesn't have what it needs, it's not going to work as good. It's simple. It's really simple when you think about it.
Yeah, this is, I don't know why this has become something. If you're competing and you're trying to compete in the natural league like the Hobbit did, and you get busted for it, you guys shouldn't be. Don't compete. Compete in the one league that you're going to be in. Or do what I do. Get drug tested, show that you're natural, compete in the natural leagues, and then also beat the guys on it. That's fun.
Yep.
But when it comes to a moral virtue, like you're better than the next person because you do or don't do, this is life, guys. The mentality of your competitor is so minute compared to how life is. And if there's somebody out there in their 30s and 40s, or even we've seen these new 20-year-olds who have such blown up estrogen and low T.
Yes.
Get healthy, and you might need TRT. And again, it doesn't matter what people are always going to talk negative. I mean, that's what the internet's there for. You've got to have the haters.
It's funny though, because those natural guys, they usually switch over. I know some guys that claim natural, and they're taking tests. I know for a fact. Like, I know.
Well, that's the Hobbit, the Duchette guy.
Like, just admit it. It's okay. Like, it's okay. It is okay. I just, it's crazy. I keep hearing fitness experts say, lift heavier. Well, I'm as big as I ever want to be. Lifting heavier will cause me to get bigger. Well, do you want to get smaller? That's the question. I mean, everybody's trying to get big. Are you trying to get smaller? Now, if you say you're big, does that mean that you're 6'6", 260, 8% body fat? Like,
Johnny, he's got a cartoon character. Johnny, he's got a cartoon character. This guy's
He's got Mr. Fantastic up there. That guy can stretch his body any way he wants.
You're already made it. You got the dream physique. Stay with what you're doing, buddy.
Dude, yeah.
Congratulations.
Keep lifting heavy.
Remember,
simplified heavy weight will make you bigger, but hypertrophy is a factor. You can lift light and still get bigger if you're going failure on your sets. I don't know if that's true.
It's not.
I don't think that's true.
It's not.
Pellets are for cows. Damn right. Jacked up beaver, you nailed that right there. That's what they do to cows. That's where Tren used to come into play. For anybody that's out there really wants a little background story. They used to put them to cows to make the mass bigger so they could get a bigger yield from the cow. So that's where Tren was used originally.
Yeah. What do we got here? Mike, when are you going to go admit that you take a surgery? Dude, I've been blasting since I was born. Take that, clip that, put that out there, man. Tell your mom I'll come over later. Tell her to fix me a sandwich.
Thank you for TRT info. I'm seeing an endocrinologist in 2 weeks for low T at 30 years old with a level of 137. I feel somewhat fine with some small issues, but it was encouraging with him saying, I don't know what I'm missing. I've taken in clomiphene a couple of times in the past, which raised it, but wasn't permanent. See, so this is where we go here. So if a 30-year-old will come to us and you had a 137, bro.
I got to stop you, Johnny. I got to just say congratulations to this guy. Dakota Davis, is that right? Dakota, nice job. Nice job taking. There's so many people in this chat right now, but you took action. You called somebody. You did something. I wish more people would take it that move and do that. I'm sorry. I just want to say props to you for caring about your health.
Yeah, no, I think this is great. And at 30 years old, but there's a lot of 30-year-old like this, to be honest with you. And at 30 years old, at 137, I'm telling you right from us, we wouldn't even mess around with clomiphene. Like at 30, like it's not going to And clomithine's like for like to like try to do what you're trying to do, like reignite the testes to start. It can happen maybe in a younger person. FSH, they take that as an injectable, or they take HCG or clomiphene. Sometimes they'll get ignited and it'll stay ignited, and that way it'll stay up, maybe 600s. But a lot of the time, as you get older, it's never going to reignite. So when you're on it, it's going to work. When you're off it, you're going to drop back down. So at 30, we would put you right on testosterone. Yeah, there's not even no messing around here. Endocrinology might not do that. They might do it. I don't know. You might be able to get it covered by insurance, but if not, come to Titan Medical Center. We'll definitely dial you in and get you straightened out for sure and get you feeling good. You're not the only 30-year-old out there that's at that number. So there's a lot of guys and girls at 30 years old. They're deficient in testosterone and other hormones too as well. It's almost an epidemic.
I got a question for you, Johnny. Sorry, I don't want to lose you on this one.
Yeah.
He's done this. He did the blood work. He knows his numbers. He's probably got his full panel of blood work, or at least enough to kind of say what he should and shouldn't do.
Sure.
Let's say hypothetically, this is the recommended family guy to go to.
Yep.
Do you think, or can he take his paperwork and say, "Hey, I got this paperwork. I want to send it over to Titan Medical also, and try to have a discussion with one of their providers and see what's up." And then it's almost like that second opinion. So he can go to your appointment, go do your thing, but also have a second opinion from somebody over at Titan Medical saying,
"Yeah,
I agree with what this guy's telling you to do. I disagree. I don't think the Clomid is gonna continue to do partial, hypothetical stuff. But I'm just curious if they can do that."
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, if you got blood testing or not, if you just got a total free testosterone test, we're gonna need some other testing. But at that point, we could say, "Hey, listen, you have low testosterone. We would treat this, right? But we need these other tests done." If you have the full in-depth panel of kind of what we do, we're gonna look at it, and it's within the 60 days, you could use that panel with us too as well. And we would tell you before you signed up, like we would probably go to the route of testosterone with you. That's what the provider will probably do. So you can get that second opinion. We get it all the time. We get people all the time. They get tests done. They go to a provider. They don't like what they hear, or they want to hear a second opinion. They send it over to us. We'll give that opinion. We're never going to talk bad about another provider, but we would say, we would probably do it this way, and just say it like that. And at that point, you can make the decision as the person of what you want to do.
Johnny, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much.
I love it. Little pose out, my friend. Let me see the pipes. Isn't this how Craig does it? Big Craig.
Yeah.
Thanks, Johnny. We'll see you. Touch me later. Or text me later, or send me some cool shots.
Oh, wait. Hold on 1 second, Mike. This guy said, actually at 29, I went through Transcend months, and they put me on clomiphene and HCG. The problem was pricey and physically could not afford it after a couple of months. I know TRT is cheaper, though. I'll check out Titan. Yeah, definitely do that. We'll definitely set you up. Sorry, I just had to add that one in.
That one again. Yeah.
Check out Titan, guys. We'll take care of you. I promise you. And
if you are
honestly, you shouldn't have been on both of those at the same time anyway. They double dipped.
Yeah, because they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I would never put a patient on clomiphene and HCG at the same time. You're doing. I mean, they work a little bit different, right, as far as that goes. But you're overlapping kind of what you're doing. I would definitely not do that.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, my friend.
All right.
We'll talk soon.
I'll talk to you later, bro. Later, guys.
Bye-bye.